Okay, we are live. Let me ask these people to join. I think you will want to turn on your camera.
Definitely.
Post the link to private here. Okay, we didn't share a private invite link. Can you share it to the group, the private link, so that other people can join the backstage? I'm joining from a different device. Can you do that first? Thank you. So I think we have two already on the session. So I think it's actually a good time to start. Good morning. Please confirm you can hear me. I think your mic is off. You want to unmute yourself.
All right.
Okay, so I think we can start. So good morning, everybody. We are few days. I think it's up to. Is it up to 72 hours left before the start of Aquarium Table? Because I know that we will have our first arrival from tomorrow. So and a lot is happening, and I'm actually happy that we are doing this now. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the session. Happy weekend.
Thank you, Aquaro. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm fine. How are you doing too?
Very well.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. So if you have joined the session, you can just drop your name, where you are joining from, what do you do, so that we know our audience that are here with us. So I will be expecting to see more of that on the comment section, be it on Facebook, be it on LinkedIn, be it on Instagram, all of our official social media handles. So I will be leaving the floor now over to Ofon to take us on the expectations and how to prepare for a career fair. Because for some of us, especially most of the students, I am assuming that most of them have not never attended a career fair before, and if they are not properly briefed or taken on what to do, they might not use the opportunity very well. So this is me signing out and handing over to the almighty Ofon, the comms lead for Aquarium Takeaway, to take over from there. Thank you very much, man. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Aquaro. Excited to be here. So we have 5 persons on the call, and we have one response in the comment section. So, hi, Godwin Akpan. How are you doing? If you have the time, can you simply type what you do, where you currently live, so that gives me an idea of the people we have in the audience. Hi, Godwin and Ifyok. So I'll kind of just delay and give us another 3 minutes so that we can have a few people join. Maybe when we get to 10, I hope we can get to 10 in 3 minutes. Hi, Richard. Thank you for joining in. Somebody's name is Seafood. Okay, that's not your name. Maybe that's your channel name. So your name is Emmanuel, and you are an agile software product manager, and you live in Uyo. Okay, good to meet you. Hi, Godwin. Again, you are a website designer. Happy to connect with you. So we have 3 more persons to go before we begin. And you live in Uyo. Good to meet you. In a short while, I will also introduce myself. Hi, Richard. You are a web dev and you are also a writer. So where do you live? Okay, you live in Uyo at the moment. So we have 10 eyes currently on this live, and I'm so excited to do this. My name is Ofon Emmanuel. I live in Lagos and I do digital marketing slash communications in a fintech currently. Happy to be with you. So one of the reasons I offered to do this was because we have Aquarium Tech Week in a couple of days. And so it means that if we have a day specifically designated for career fair, it means it's a big deal. And so employability is a big deal for us here. But then over over the years, in my experience, I've seen people show up at career fairs with plenty determination, excitement, very zealous, but they lack strategy, they lack an actual plan to make it work for them. Okay, and so this is why I decided that this is very important so that when you come for career fair during Aquarium Tech Week, and this is also something you can apply for other career fairs. And by the way, if you think of career fairs as another social event, maybe you should rework your thinking around this because career fairs are a great opportunity for you to connect with recruiters, people who you can build your professional lives with alongside with. Okay, so I will be sharing. Oh yeah, hi Deborah. I sort of want us to be in this conversation together. Hi Deborah, I see you. You live in Port Harcourt. You're a writer. Happy to meet you. Upono, excited to meet you. Teresa, excited to meet you. You live in Uyo too. Great. We have plenty of Uyo people excited because this is Aquarium Tech Week. So I'm going to share 10 things that you must prepare your mind, 10 things that you must do, and also prepare your mind towards when you think of a career fair. And this is very useful for Aquarium Tech Week, but I also want you to think about it generally as you build your professional paths for every event that you step into that would help you build your career. So we can call that career fairs or every other corporate events that you attend. Okay, so the first thing. Okay, before I continue, can I get emojis? Can I get emojis? Like if you're here, just drop emoji so that it gives me a feeling that you're following and you're tracking. Your favorite emoji. Please, I would like to see your favorite emojis. We have over 12 people at the moment on this call. Great, fire, fire. Okay, nice. Teresa, thank you for responding. That would help me know that you're tracking. All right, so the first things that you should consider, and when I think of career fairs, I think of opportunities for me to show myself. So, career fairs are not an opportunity for you to show humility, to show that I'm a humble person. No, career fairs are an opportunity for you to show yourself, show the impact you've made, and show the achievements you are capable of making, or the impact you're capable of making for organizations or people that would be attending the career fair, either to recruit or to just network. Okay, so the first thing you should already be doing at this point, since you know that you have a career fair in a couple of days, number one thing, I said I'm going to share 10. So I'll try to stay on track and we should be done in exactly 1 hour. First thing, research the companies that are attending. So right now, you should already know the kind of organizations that will be attending Aquarium Tech Week, specifically the career fair. Remember, not everybody comes to the career fair to recruit. Not everybody comes to career fair to collect your CV. Some people just come to see what's happening. And even those people that come to see what's happening, they are potential employers or their potential opportunity carriers. So in the next 2 weeks, I never know the opportunity I'm going to encounter. But if I meet somebody who would have that opportunity, it means that it's important for me to actually reach out to them and be a part of whatever they're doing, right? So research the companies that are attending, know what exactly the roles that they are hiring for, because sometimes sometimes you can go for a career fair and you see a company, but you don't know what they are hiring for. So if they've not already sent out that conversation or that communication to say these are the roles we are hiring for, maybe you can do a little more investigation. But if you still cannot find the roles that they're hiring for, at least just know the companies that are there, okay, so that you can ask questions when you show up at the venue. And not all, I know, I acknowledge that not all career fairs are physical events. Some of them are virtual events, but then you should still know the companies that are there to hire, or the companies that are even attending, companies that are partners. Very important, because you never know where the conversation is going to lead. Okay, so moving forward, the number two thing, and I'm trying to make this very fast so that we can give time for a little bit of questions before we wrap it up. Number two, you see that your CV, that you have, that you have been using since. Okay, it's time to update it. It's time to update that CV and optimize it for the roles that you are looking for. So I know that not everybody thinks it's fancy to have your CV printed out, but for ease of access, or ease of, oh yeah, access to whatever you have to offer. I take for instance one of the career fairs that I attended in the past. It was a career fair organized by a church, and the whole hall was full. It was crowded. I mean, you could barely find space for yourself. So it means that the recruiters there don't have the time. So when you say, oh, I want to send my CV to you, they don't have the time to look at everything at the moment, especially career fairs that don't have the structure where you send your CV beforehand, right? So you want to make sure that you have your CV printed out at least, because it's easy for you to just hand somebody your CV and they quickly go through in a few seconds and say, okay, maybe this is what we're looking for. As opposed to say, let me send you my CV, so that they will now go to their email and start looking for how, you see, you want to make sure that you make it easy. Number one, update your CV, but then again, make it easy for them to access whatever information that you want to share. Okay, so if it's not printed out, do you have a tablet, where maybe a tablet or an iPad, or maybe your phone, where you can just hand it to them to look through? But like I said, it's very optimal when you just hand somebody a paper. And I know we've passed the days of papers. And again, you might feel like, why do they need paper? But remember, you want to make sure that they are getting all the information, or maybe the basics of the information you're trying to share, as quickly as possible. And a paper will do that for them, okay? So try and put it on a paper, some of the information that you have to share, especially your CV. All right. That said, another thing that you also look at, the things that are on your CV and things that you need to remove. So let me talk about optimizing and updating your CV properly for the roles that you are looking for. Some people are looking for roles, but their CV says something else. You're looking for a product manager role, but your CV is talking about front desk officer. You're looking for a customer experience role, but your CV is talking about a data analyst role. So you must make sure that you're optimizing your CV for the roles that you are looking for, not for the roles that you have done in the past, but the roles that you are looking for. Do you get? So if you're looking for a data analyst role, so it means that some of the experience that you should highlight should show you doing data analytics for either a company or a volunteer work that you did, or maybe a gig that you did. It should highlight that and try to put that at one of your first experiences if you don't have so many years of experience in that line, right? This could easily turn into a CV optimization session. So let me quickly move on. And I would appreciate some of your emojis in the comment section, just so that if I'm tracking, tell me I'm tracking and you're following, so that I know that I'm on track. All right, the third thing, and this is my favorite thing to do, because every time I realize that every time, so most of the opportunities I've gotten is not because of my CV. It's because of, I mean, when it has to do with career fairs now, it's not because of my CV. It's because of how I have presented myself and my personal pitch. So the number three is personal pitch. Number one was research the companies and the roles. Number two was what? Does somebody want to give me that? What's number two? Number two is optimize slash update your CV. Number three is prepare a personal pitch. What is a personal pitch? What does your personal pitch look like, or how should it be? Your personal pitch is basically who you are, your skills, your experience, and what you're looking for. Let's do that again. Who you are, your skills and experience, and what you're looking for. These three things, very important. And try to squeeze this into a 30 to 1 minute, 30 seconds to 1 minute conversation or speech, whatever. But then let it be as natural and as natural as possible. Now let me take for instance, when you meet somebody, for instance, or you get to the recruiter, maybe there's a queue and you finally got into your turn and you meet the recruiter. What do you start the conversation with? You want to make sure that you actually have your personal pitch ready. You have it ready. So when the recruiter say, "Hi, welcome. My name is so 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 from so company. Or can I get to meet you?" This is your opportunity to drop your pitch like it's hot. Because remember, you have to bring in personality to what you're talking about, or whoever you think you are. And so your pitch is very, very important. Okay. So what is your pitch? Remember who you are. So an example of a pitch could sound like, let me use myself for an example, and I hope this helps you. So, what's your name? Who the heaven are you? My name is Ofon Emmanuel. I am a marketing communications professional and I have over 8 years of experience across media, ad tech, and fintech. I am skilled in content marketing, email marketing, and PR, and I'm currently looking for opportunities along these lines because I want to increase my experiences and get to help brands achieve their marketing goals. This is within 30 seconds and 1 minute. And it has the power to give the recruiter, whoever is standing in front of you, an idea of who you are, what your skills and experiences are, and what you are looking for. Because you can be seated in front of a recruiter and you just want to tell them who you are, but you've not told them what you're looking for. Because you have to give them an opportunity to know who you are, what your skills and experiences are, and then what you're looking for, so that they can match it with what they are also looking for. Because they're not just there to listen to you, to look at your fine face. They are there to actually know why you are there. So that's very important, okay, aside all of your skills and experiences. And this you can do by practicing. I'm not saying be robotic. I'm not saying have all of these things crammed in your head. You need to know it. Make it very natural because that's who you are. That's what you do, and that's what you're looking for. Because again, that might not be the only space where you'll be introducing yourself. So you want to make sure that you already know it. You don't need to cram anything. You already know it, and it might differ from role to role. It might differ from opportunity to opportunity. For instance, if you are a data science, data analytics, data engineer, but then this particular role, they are saying data engineer. When you give them your personal pitch, you want to make sure that you are focusing on the fact that you're a data engineer because they are asking for data engineer. Do you understand? Maybe that's the role they're advertising for. So your pitch will not always remain the same, but what you should do is highlight who you are, highlight the skills and experiences that you have, and highlight the things that you're looking for so that you already know it. When they ask you, even if you're sleeping, you already know what it is. Okay, so that's very important. We've done so long here. Moving forward, that's number 4. And if you're tracking, let me know if I'm tracking or you're tracking. Let me know that you're tracking. Moving forward, number 5 here. This is number 5. Is this number 5? Can somebody confirm that? All right, number five, you need to dress appropriately. And I'm going to talk about this for a minute. I've seen people say that, by the way, number five is dress appropriately. And I would have said dress professionally, but I understand that career fairs can be a little more relaxed than proper interviews. So, yes, dress decently, appropriately. So, I have heard people say things like, it's my body, or, oh, this is my style. So, I mean, the recruiter should understand this is how I like to dress. But remember that it is not about you, it is about the recruiters. So, deprioritize yourself in that moment so that you can understand that we are in Nigeria, for instance, and every time we see people, we are always judging people. If you see somebody with nose piercings, for instance, we are already judging. If we see somebody with waist beads, we are already judging. So you want to make sure that you show up at that place and reduce some of the biases. Just reduce some of the biases. Okay, I'm not saying change who you are, but try to be decent in your dressing, because before you give a recruiter an opportunity to talk to, because when you open your mouth, you give value. But before you open that your mouth, make sure that you look like somebody who carries value. And this can be very tricky and controversial because there are different styles, different work movements happening. But make sure that when you show up decent. So a recruiter can take one look at you and decide that you are not a good fit for them because you are wearing rugged jeans, what's it called? Torn jeans, right? They can look at that and simply judge you because you are wearing torn jeans. And that's not good for your career, right? So you want to make sure that you reduce the biases. That recruiter that is turning you down because you wore tongues probably has tongues in his closet, in his wardrobe. Do you get? But then there's a certain way we think about things in Nigeria. And so yes, rags. And so you want to make sure that you are reducing the bias. You are making sure that whatever anybody wants to think, as far as it falls within the lines of proper, decent dressing, I think that you should actually, I think that you should actually dress properly and decently. Now let's move on. That's number five here. If you are tracking, let me know that you are tracking. Now, number six, is that number six? Number six. So when you meet with, because this is like when you meet with a recruiter, it's like a mini interview, like a speed interview, and it's your opportunity to actually, you know, position yourself, sound smart, talk about your impact, talk about all the amazing things that you have done, and talk about why you have valued at what you have valued. Okay, so you finally get to the front line after passing all these queues and all these people you've been waiting for, and the recruiter is talking to you. You want to make sure that you practice common interview questions. Practice common interview questions. This is very important because you'll be thinking that it's just career fair. But people are there to ask questions, and they're not asking these questions to throw you off balance. They're asking these questions to know if you are on track or if you are in the same line with them, or if you carry the value that they are looking for. Remember, nobody knows before that date, the recruiter probably doesn't know you. So he's not there or she's not there to ask you questions that will throw you off balance. They are there to ask you questions that will help them decide whether you are good for them or not. So you need to relax, practice certain interview questions. For instance, tell me about yourself. Tell me about a time when you did this. Oh, have you ever handled so and so project? They are not trying to throw you off balance or to they are just trying to know if you have what they are looking for. And so prepare for some of these things. And the more you prepare for some of these things, the better you get at it. And it's not just for career fairs now, even for interviews. You get used to your own story. You get used to your own story. So what is your story? If somebody says, tell me about a time when you managed an email marketing campaign and what the result was. If you have reflected before that day that they ask you that question, whether it's in an interview or a career fair, If you have reflected on your stories, you would know a particular campaign, you will know a particular time, you will know the outcome, you will know exactly how it played out. So be very present in the work that you're doing so that when asked, you will not be overthinking it. Okay, when asked, you will not be overthinking it, thinking it. And I could share more, but please practice common interview questions and, you know, the standard questions, because they may ask you that question. And remember, nobody's there to shoot. If you don't get it right, nobody's shooting you, and nobody's trying to see if you're getting it right. They're trying to see if you are the right fit for them. And remember, it's also your opportunity to see if they are the right fit for you. Do you get what I'm saying? The next point is, thank you so much. I see all your comments. I see all your comments. Thanks for, keeping me on track. Great. So the next point is number 6. If I'm mixing it up 6 or 7, let me know so that I quickly refresh my brain. Bring a portfolio to a career fair. If you are in the creative space, you definitely must have a portfolio. A writing sample. If you're a writer, if you're a you must. There are other technical. I mean, I think all careers should have portfolio. I don't know. I don't know, but I think all careers you should have a portfolio. A portfolio should carry what you have done, your skills and experiences, the companies you've done them for. You just outline all those things. See that your portfolio, make it hot, because your CV can only carry just a few information. It does not give details and outcomes and everything that you have done, and it doesn't show your processes. But your portfolio shows your processes. Your portfolio is the odogu of your CV. It just shows that, okay, I just gave you a bit of a fraction before. Now it's time to show you that I'm boss. I'm boss in my line of work. I'm boss in whatever I do. Now see my processes. This is the way I think. These are the strategies I take in order to do my work. You get, so you want to make sure that you have your portfolio, because they may ask. So I'm the kind of person to skip your CV and look at your portfolio, right? But maybe not for all, not for all recruiters, right? But just in case you meet a recruiter like me that values your portfolio more than your CV, because your CV can be bobo, bobo juice. Your CV can be bobo. You can pack things and lie there. But on your portfolio, if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. And it can show in the way you outline your processes. Okay. So try and make sure that your portfolio is up to date, and try and highlight some of the projects that you have done that is relevant to that organization that you're trying to reach out to. All right. The next point is number 8, right? Number 8. Okay. Is network with other attendees. Let me tell you a testimony. Testimony time. So I went for a career fair in 2021, and I had conversations with recruiters, but I met somebody who was also looking for a job. Oh, she was not looking for a job actively, but she just wanted to show up at the place and, see what's happening and just play around. And then we got talking, and she told me about a lot of things. One of the things that she told me that has changed my life is introducing me to a particular program where I went to upskill, that then led me to land the multiple roles that I've gotten to land because of that one program. So let me take that again. The opportunity that this person, who was quote unquote also looking for a also, yes, testimony time, blessing time. Richard, I see your joke there, right? She was also looking for an opportunity, maybe not actively, maybe not as desperate as I was, but she was just there, and she was not a recruiter. So what did she do? She was able to share certain opportunities with me, because we're sort of in the same line. She was also in marketing, and at the time I was looking for roles in marketing and communications as well. So she just said, "Hey, there's this program that I just registered. Or I think you should register." It was very casual, but she has gone on to become one of my closest friends, because our careers are growing together. There's absolutely nothing that she's applying for that she doesn't tell me that, "Oh my god, babe, this thing is coming up. You should apply for it." Those are the kind of professional relationships you should create. And it's not only when you go for a career fair, you should not only go there to network with recruiters or companies. You should also go there to network with other people. You never know who you will meet. Let me tell you, a recruiter that I met with, right? We couldn't go through with the offer, but then she became one of my good friends. She moved from recruiter to a good friend of mine, right? And it will shock you that I recommended her for a role. So she left her company, the company that took her to that career fair to recruit for them. She left that company to a company that I recommended to her. So what does that tell you? Everybody that you meet is a, like one of my pastors will say, your network is your currency to your next phase. So you never know who you will meet, what they are going to offer you, but you know that that place, a career fair, is a fertile ground for talents, resources, people who know people who have resources. So don't take other people who are just there to apply as well for granted, because you never know who they are. So that's very important. Let's quickly move on. See the way I'm rushing. I'm rushing so that we can have time for questions. Okay, so don't don't shoot me for rushing, right? Number eight. Number eight, yeah. Plan your routes. So number eight is plan your routes. What do I mean by planning your routes? Okay. So if you don't have a plan, you will go there networking or go reaching out to recruiters that don't even have anything to offer you. I'm just saying, any role to offer you, rather than anything, any role to offer you. And this is what if you come to my company, and my company, we are only hiring for data analytics. That's the only role we have. But you are a content writer or content marketer, and you now stay on that queue. You stay on that queue, and there are 10 persons on that queue. You just stay there wasting your time. So you've not planned your routes. You don't ask question, okay, what's the role? What's the role? Waiting in the hire for right now. So you can look at them and say, if I go here, go here. I have a list. The last career fair that I attended, I had a list. I'm not even playing with you people. I had a list. And at the time when I attended, I was not even looking for a job. But then I had a list, pen and paper, write it together. Right, this company, this is what they're hiring for. This, so because I'm looking, this company, because they have a better image, they might be offering more money. So, and maybe money is one of my motivations for wanting that job. Yeah. So I'm going to say, this company, they are small, then go get money. I'll still go to them, but maybe I'll go to them later. Do you understand? So you have prioritized, you have planned your routes. Don't take this for granted. You have planned your routes to know that, let me not go and waste my time in one company that they don't have me, but they are looking for data analysts. Now, I'm not saying they can't offer you so much, but remember, you have a target, you have a plan, and there are no sentiments to this. If you think, because again, everything is perception, because a company can be a big company, but they don't pay as much as a small company. But if you think that this company can offer me more, put them at the top of the list and follow your plan. Because you will get to that place and you find, you now, after the career fair, you now realize that one company that was hiring, you never went there, and they were hiring specifically for the role that you wanted. How painful would it be? So you have to plan your routes very well. Now, going forward, this is number 9. This is number 9, yeah? Okay, so number 9, follow up after the event. I know that some people say, oh, I don't want to look desperate to the recruiters by sending them an email afterwards. It's a mindset problem, because no, you don't look desperate. You're basically telling them that, hey, following our conversation, oh, I really enjoyed the conversation. Oh, you mentioned something specific that you can make reference to, and say, hey, following our conversation, this thing that you said, I would like to share my portfolio that highlights so and so skill that you're looking for. I'm looking forward to have a conversation with you, or an opportunity to, have further conversations about this role, or I'm happy to further engage. Now, imagine I had a conversation with you yesterday at a career fair, and I'm a recruiter, and I had a conversation with you yesterday at that career fair, but I've forgotten your name. And maybe I didn't take it down because of the crowd, because of everything that is happening. But I remember that conversation because it was striking. And then somehow I see an email from you that says, hey, and you highlight something that we mentioned in that conversation. Don't you think I'll be so happy, so excited that, oh, thank God I didn't lose this person? So if you have not thought about emailing recruiters to tell them that, hey, so and so, we had this conversation. Now, it doesn't mean that it would always yield anything, but one thing that it would mean is that you're putting yourself in a place where they would remember who you are, right? So if they want you, if they remember who you are and then they want you, good. But if they remember who you are and maybe you're not exactly what they're looking for, still good, right? So it means that if they type their email address and they type product manager, and maybe maybe people have been sending them CVs and they type product manager, guess whose email will pop up? Yours. Okay, so make sure that you follow up. And you say, oh, how do I get their emails? Ask for it. Get their emails at the career fair. Ask for it. Ask them for their complimentary cards. Ask them for, tell them that, oh, I would like to send you a message, an email after now, or maybe my portfolio so that you can look through it and let me know if that's what you're looking for. Can you kindly give me your email address? Me, as a recruiter, I will give you now. Because remember, I'm looking for talent. So it's not only you that's looking for job, they are looking for talent. See, recruiters have KPIs to meet. They have KPIs to meet. So it's not only you that's looking for something, they are looking for something. So I wouldn't hold back my CV, my email address from you just to look big or just to look. See, it's KPI I'm trying to meet if I'm a recruiter. Do you understand? So always email recruiters and follow up on the conversation that you had. Now, number 10, right? I know I'm right on this one. Number 10. Okay. The fact that she went to meet number 10 is stay open-minded, by the way. Let me just put that out there. And this is why you need to stay open-minded and positive about it. Because the fact that you met a recruiter, you spoke all this English, they smile. Have you ever met a British recruiter before? Have you ever had a conversation with a British person before? They can smile. They can make you feel like you have gotten the job, but they will never reach out to you again. So the fact that you have met a recruiter, it doesn't mean that they really fancy you like that. But that's not your business. Your business is to stay positive and open-minded. So whether or not they reach out to you is their business. Okay? Whether or not they reach out to you is their business. So you want to make sure that, see, I am going to give my best. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up sharp. I'm not going to show up like these other people that are just everywhere. Like, you're not prepared. I have a plan. I came to this career fair with a plan. I'm not like, no, I came here with a plan. And even though I talk with this recruiter and they don't fancy me, to Jesus be their glory. I stick to my plan. I have an open mind about it. I'm positive about it. I smile when I'm talking to a recruiter because it is, please, I have a plan here. Your emotions cannot be showing on your face. Like when a recruiter says something, it cannot be showing on your face because no. Stay positive because again, every time you get an ill feeling about something, about maybe somebody said something, or maybe a recruiter said, do you really know this work? Remember that all of that they're trying to do, whether they do it with an attitude or do it with, smiling or whatever, know that they just want to know if you are good for them. And your job is to tell them whether you are good or not. And you can only do that if you're open minded and you're positive about it. And this is the last, and this is 10:40 on the dot. Really excited that I've been able to cram this together. This is the last point. I said I was going to share 10, and this is an opportunity to ask questions. If you have questions, specific questions, like I am happy to take questions because you see this career fair that is coming up. I don't want you to play. I don't want you to play small. I want you to show up. When you show up sharp. And when you do that, guess what? You're one step closer to the offer that you're looking for. So thank you so much. I will be waiting for your questions. You said something.
Let's confirm you can hear me, please. Okay, so thank you very much for giving us this right? So while we are still expecting to get questions from the audience, I want to advise people on the tech space. There are people that are just coming and they are looking take that position. Are you hearing me
So
at all?
your audio is, I'm not sure what's going on. Do you want to confirm?
I'm in the national store fabric and it's streamed on all channels. Are you hearing me now? Okay, so I wanted to just advise those that are just starting up in their tech career. Probably they have gotten a tech skill already and they have not gotten portfolio yet. What is the advice for them?
Can you hear me? Okay. So sorry. So I heard that and I was talking. So sorry. So I'm going to take that again. So I said every time you don't, somehow I was expecting that question, and it's not shocking that it came up. So every time you don't have experience, ask yourself, whose fault is it that I don't have experience? And I know sometimes you're like, that's a little bit hard. I, my job is to provoke you into thinking about ways to put yourself out there. So when you don't have experience, it is nobody's fault, but it is your job. Okay? So your job is to, you will get experience through volunteer roles, get experience through doing free projects here and there, get experience through doing working with your friends on stuff, get experience through doing free jobs. So every time you say I don't have experience, take those words back. According to my mother, zip it, because it is nobody's fault, but it is your job. So you can have experience. In fact, as a matter of fact, you can have experience even before you get an actual job. Okay? So do projects. There are projects everywhere. There are business everywhere. For instance, if you're a social media manager, there are businesses everywhere, NGOs everywhere. They are looking for social media managers and they don't have money to pay. But then they're looking for somebody like you who is looking for experience. So it's a 50-50 thing. You give the NGO a social media manager or whatever role you're offering, and they give you experience through their platform. So it's nobody's fault, but it's your job. So take it on, wear the cloak like that so that you are responsible for the outcomes. So you can get experience. You just need to be intentional about it. Offer your services, volunteer, mm, do free work, and tell people I can do this. Give me an opportunity to do it. For instance, if I need 2 days ago, I posted that I needed a volunteer social media intern for my NGO. I got a lot of people who sent me a message to say, "Oh, I can do this." I was so happy about that. What I need to do, just choose. They're not like they've not gathered too many experiences, but they're willing to put themselves out there and they've taken courses, they've taken tech courses, they have taken whatever. So you're a data analyst, you've taken all these courses, ALX, done this, done that, Coursera, Udemy. But then, where are your projects? Are they on your portfolio? How can you show that you have done this before? Okay, so that's not an excuse. Please take full responsibility, like literally take agency for your life.
So from what you have said, if I'm just to be sure the communication is clear to me as well, and also the audience, for those coming for the career fair, if you are without portfolio, in as much as those with portfolio are looking for tech opportunities, you should also be asked looking for volunteerism opportunities to gather more experiences and also to build your tech portfolio. So nobody should say, okay, this person that is standing next to me has 10 years of experience in software development, 5 years in digital marketing, and the rest. You that is just starting up in the career section, you're looking for companies that can I just do this for you. You don't have to pay me. Let me do for 6 months so that I can build up my own portfolio. There is also space for people like that. So thank you very much for actually doing this for us. And I'm still looking at the comment section to see if we will have people dropping their questions. I think you really did justice because I didn't mean to not do justice. People will be asking a lot of questions right now, like I don't understand this, I don't understand that. Okay, how do I go about this? So first of all, the venue is accessible and the explanation is clear. That's my assumption. But I think we can just still hang around to see if there is anybody that has some specific questions, maybe about the whole tech week or about the career fair specifically. And again, you said something they should volunteer. So I think it's also another opportunity for people to now look at volunteering opportunity as a very important opportunity because I also think that that is another space you have access to people you won't have access on an ordinary day for consultancy and for career guiding. And probably their mentorship session is very, very expensive, but you might meet them on the same team. So thank you very much for actually doing this. So let's just because I think the session is supposed to end by 11. Yeah. So let's just wait and see if yeah there will be questions.
I'm not sure. I will confirm if people leaving comments on Facebook, it would show here.
Okay. So yeah, the comments we have on Facebook are actually showing here. So I saw those comments before now from the back end here. So yeah, everything is okay. How much free work is enough to start getting jobs? There is a question now.
Oh, love that question. I love that question. How much free work is enough to start getting jobs? Let me tell you. It is only you and that's company that you're doing that free work for that knows that it's free work. Remember. It's only you that knows that it's free work. Somebody can look at your portfolio and say, "Oh my God, you designed this for this company." Definitely no say they no give you one shishi. Do you understand? So your job is to position as somebody that does good work and who can earn good money for it. So if it's funny, do free work that is enough to make your portfolio look good, right? That free work should be enough to make your portfolio look tight. Do you understand? So maybe if I'm looking for a social media manager for my company right now, and they've done free work for maybe an Instagram boutique, all these Instagram shops online. They've done social media management for that shop. And I'm not really looking for a senior manager role for this particular hiring. What I can just do is, okay, if they've done this for them, let me look at some of the things they've done. Oh, can they do this? Okay. I mean, we can try it out, right? So that particular offer can be a low offer because remember, you have not really done major things, but you've done something to show that you are a social media manager. And why I keep using this because they're low hanging fruit, right? So apply that to your own careers. Do enough free work for what they call it. Let's say you're a product manager. Do enough free work to make sure that you are skilled. You've gained the experience that you need to start telling people that, see, my money is 2 million naira. You cannot pay me 2 million naira. I'm not doing. But if you've not done major projects, you cannot even have mind to call that kind of money. Do you understand? So that's how much free work you should do. I hope I've answered your question.
Yeah, I really think you have done justice to that because I think in a way your portfolio determines how much you can ask for. Yeah, because
Actually,
you can have Yeah, you have what you can point to. Yeah, you cannot just say because I have been doing coding and you have not worked on a major project before, you are calling $1,000. How? It's not possible. So I think the text space, you just have to show people what you have done, the role you played, and but specifically what you did in that role, your own. Like this was your initiative and you executed it and how that is what. I think someone has to be able to talk about the challenges they had and how they solved that problem. That's how you demonstrate problem solving skill on the rest. So thank you very much for doing justice to that. So there's another question here from Gloria Chidima Joseph. My question is, how do we know which companies are recruiting for what we are intending for? Okay, I think
Okay.
he's trying to ask. Okay, okay.
Okay. So for some career fairs, and even though our focus is for Aquarium Tech Week because we have a career fair day, but I want you to think about this for every other event that you attend. For some career fairs, they put that out already. They list it out, ask you to visit a site. Some of them don't put it out there. But one way to always do it is to ask questions. So if you go for a career fair and you see people standing at the queue, quick question: what's the role that you're hiring? You want is what? Let's say you want a product manager role, right? Quick question: wait there. Hi, are you guys looking for a product manager? Look at the people on the queue. Ask them, are you looking for, so that you don't waste time. Remember that you can stand on that queue and then you get to the front and realize that they don't even need a social media or a product manager, right? So ask questions. That's one of the way if they have not already communicated it. For some companies or some organizations post it on social media, the roles that they're looking for that career fair. But then if they don't have that, when you go physically to the events, you want to make sure that you're asking questions and quick, don't waste your time, right? Quick, ask questions. Are you looking for? Are you looking for? So that you can then list it out and not waste your time, going everywhere. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah, I think that answers the question. A lot of questions are coming in. So before you answer the ones that is highlighted on the screen, there's someone that is just asking question from my comment section directly on Facebook. Yeah, he's saying how many months can someone learn tech? For some of us, this is really easy to answer, but for other people, this is a lot to even understand where to start from, right? So this person that is actually coming for the career fair has not started anything on tech. So I want you to really emphasize on, okay, for people that want to join tech, what should be their expectation in the career tech? Is it just inspiration? Okay, how long can they get to say, okay, okay, I'm a beginner, I'm no longer a beginner, I'm an intermediate. I don't know if you can just talk about this at least for a minute or two. Yeah.
For and that question is a good question. For what you want for tech generally, I know that sometimes it can be confusing to say, oh, what should I do in tech? Which path should I go? That's a whole other conversation. So it means that you should meet with a career professional to consult with them to say, oh, I have this idea, I want to go into tech, but I don't know what role I should go into. Now, moving on from there, different roles in tech, because there are non-code roles and then there are code roles. There are roles that are they're non-tech roles and then there are tech roles in tech. For instance, my role is a non-tech role. I work in marketing communications. So it's more on the business side than on the tech side, than on the technical side. The software engineers are more on the technical side, they are not on the business side. But we all work in tech, right? So it means that the what you're going to be learning might be different from what somebody else is learning. So we can't on this call, we can't then define and say, oh, it will take you 6 to 10 months to be able to learn software development. So going back to where I started, I said you need to define and have clarity about what tech role you want and what is suitable. Because again, what you want is a combination of what you can do and what where you are headed in the next 5 to 10 years, short term, long term. Okay. So once you have that clarity for the role that you want, then you can begin to look at, okay, is this 6 months that I need? Aside this, the length of time that you need, there's also the thing about the correct courses that you should take. So all of that conversation is very customized, very subjective. I cannot stand here and give you a specific answer because there are several people on the call. But something I should say is speak to a career professional, a tech career professional. or somebody that can help you gain that clarity and define a path for you to go. Okay. A low hanging fruit would be to take ALX courses. That's a low hanging fruit because something that they do is do general professional courses before they then say specialize. While you do that, you begin to pick on certain skills that you think, okay, maybe this is where I should settle. Okay, this is very important. I hope I've been able to answer that. So I'm saying that I cannot give
Yeah.
you an objective answer, but then it is very subjective. It is very specific to you what you want. Okay.
Okay, so I think for those people, right, as they're coming, they're looking for career mentors, career guide, and possibly maybe a speaker that's actually talking about an area they're interested in. They want to connect with that person to hopefully get mentorship and what they also know where to start from. So there is another question here from Deborah Ebenezer. Good morning, ma'am. Can I search for volunteering jobs on LinkedIn? And also, can I volunteer for a role that I don't yet have the certification? Yeah.
Hi, Deborah. So LinkedIn will not specifically say volunteering. They would, it's not like they will post a job and then call it volunteering. But something that you can do is every time, sometimes we used to ignore the people that we have in our lives and start looking for other things. There are people in your network, even on your WhatsApp, that are looking for somebody to just do this thing for them. They don't have money, but then they need your value, right? But no, you're not talking to them. You're going to LinkedIn. You're going to all these places, right? So start talking about what the the skill you have to offer. For instance, you can say, "Hi, Ofon," or maybe, "Hi, people. Hi, guys. I recently just learned so and so thing. I'd like to volunteer for jobs in so and so area. Let me know if you're open to it, or you can recommend." Or you send people private messages and tell them that, "Hey, I have this skill. Oh, please, I want to be able to volunteer for people. Do you know anybody that needs so and so skill? I will be able to do it for them." Explore all of that before you go on LinkedIn, and then on LinkedIn you not specifically see it, but put yourself out there, talk about what you have to offer. Tell them there on LinkedIn, and don't be shy about it. Tell them what you want. What you want is a volunteering opportunity, right? Or an internship opportunity. Tell them there. Okay. Once people know that, I'm not paying for this, they'll reach out to you. You know why? Because they know that if you don't do the job excellently, they don't have anything to lose because they're not paying. Do you understand? And you don't have anything to lose because it's experience. So you need to think about it that way. Again, certifications are great, right? But certification is not everything. When I think about learning, I don't think about certificates. It does not add anything to what you already know. Okay, so don't think about certificates. Take courses and learn what you need to learn, but don't think about the certificates. I don't know if I'm answering your question. So you don't need the certificates to be able to do the work. Remember, you need to know the work or the basics of it again, and then go and volunteer. I don't know if that makes any sense. Deborah, can you put it in this comment section if it's answering your question, if I answered your question?
Okay, so I really think that really makes sense because I will not say I'm always part of a recruitment team in any tech role, but the ones I have gone as someone that is looking for a job, I think they really ask for certificate, but they just want to see your portfolio, what they have done before, and how you're able to handle the challenges that comes with that, right? So I think for certifications, because there's something I've also encountered. You can also talk about it, right? If it's actually the same from your own space. Sometimes you have people that really have a lot of certificates, but they don't really know what they're doing. Then probably when you're now encountering them, giving them tasks to do, yeah, you have 20 certificate intake, but you don't have any project you have done, right? So I don't know if you can actually highlight that as someone that's been recruited. Yeah.
So, okay. I'm so sorry. Give me a moment to laugh that out. So, so why do we do that?
After today, no,
Now,
no, no.
not
This
an,
is
I'm
supposed
not
to be with
antagonizing you. If you have
everybody. It doesn't make
hi,
sense.
hi
No, it doesn't.
Akawo, you are not on mute. You are not muted.
She
Okay.
does.
All right. So forgive that I laughed, and I'm not trying to antagonize you. But if you find yourself always taking different courses, it just means one thing. It just means that you're curious, right? So don't beat yourself up, right? But you don't need all these different certificates. You have certificates, data analyst, certificates, product manager, certificates, digital marketer, certificates. You just have all these certificates. So it also means that as much as you are curious, it also shows that you are confused. Now, there's no knowledge that is a waste. But when you are not strategic in the way you are gaining this knowledge, you might get more confused because now you know data analytics very well. Now you know this one very well. Now you know this one. Now you know. So what should you do? But if you've not, remember what I talked about, making sure that you have clarity. That clarity is very important so that you can build upwards, not like this, right? So if the first course that you took was introduction to data analytics, right? So you've done introduction to data analytics. You've done, maybe the next thing that you should be thinking is maybe an intermediate course, maybe a senior course, or maybe instead of doing data analytics, product manager, human resources, all those things, right? So you want to make sure that you try to focus what you're looking for. I'm not saying that you can be all these things. I am a proponent of you have the capacity to do anything that you want to do. You can express every gifting that God has given you, every ability. However, when it has to do with your career, it needs to it needs to show that you are on a certain path, not everywhere. Okay. So again, we'll go back to clarity. Be clear about the path you want. So again, I know that somebody has you are clear, right? You've written these certification courses, you've taken those courses and in a particular path, but you've still not gotten opportunities. Eh, it means that you're on a journey. Because every time, sometimes we believe that it should be magic just because you're on a journey. You're not going to be compared to somebody else that has 5 years of experience doing that thing. Do you understand? So you're on a journey. Okay, so every time you maybe speak to a recruiter at a career fair and they never call you back, don't beat yourself up. Remember our last point? Our last point was stay positive. Stay positive and open-minded. So you may have taken this course and they say when you take this course, you're going to hammer. It doesn't always work like that. It means that you're on a journey. Even some people with their 10 years of experience are looking for better jobs. So you need to understand that it's a journey, but you will do yourself the service of making sure that you're updating your knowledge in that particular skill, updating your giving yourself more experience, updating your portfolio and positioning yourself correctly to attract the roles that you are looking for. Now, maybe 4 years ago, or maybe also 4 years ago, I was probably not attracting any roles, right? Because I wasn't positioning properly. So I wasn't attracting any role because I wasn't positioning properly. And it does not start and end at the career fair, after the career fair. So I talk about you as a person, as a brand. Whether or not there's a career fair, there's you. And you must make sure that you are always sharp across different platforms. And first of all, have you done the work? Have you done the course? Have you done the portfolio? Do you have the experience? Have you put yourself in the appropriate platforms? Are you doing it correctly? Is your LinkedIn looking like a sham? Are you looking like you are selling drugs on Facebook? How are you? Because that is very important, and that's what attracts people to you. So maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I wasn't really attracting. Maybe it's when I apply, but you get to a point after building, you begin to attract. It just comes to you, and because they're talking about it more often, and by the grace of God, it is God that will help us to stop keeping quiet about the things that we are amazing at. Because if you never say it, I will not know. So that's why I say career fair or whatever professional opportunity is not for you to be humble. It's for you to talk about what you have done. It's for you to talk about how amazing you are and what value you can give that organization. And don't be humble about it. Because this is important. Because if you never open your mouth to say it, I don't know. If your portfolio doesn't say it, nobody knows. If your LinkedIn doesn't say it, nobody knows. So this is also very important. Okay, I hope I've answered that question.
Yeah, I have taken time to do justice to the question, right? I had to fight it behind the scene a little bit. All right. Okay. So I think we have answered a lot of questions, and those are the major things that anybody will, because I find a lot of people having issues with which course should I go for. Even when you are going for that course, you are seeing a lot of other opportunities coming up. You want to be everywhere. I think I was speaking with one of the volunteers. She's telling me she's taking three courses at the same time, and in a way, I could not see how those three courses are related. And again, in another conversation, I was speaking with Mr. Dawson, and he was saying it's good to grow up than to be turning circle. Or if you're building projects, it's good to build up than running a circle. And we have a lot of people in tech that are running circle. So that they are doing Web3 tomorrow, they are doing cryptocurrency the next tomorrow, they are learning this other one. At the end of the day, they are not going forward. So even as a graphic designer, there's when you're just a graphic designer, there's when you're a creative director, there's when you are a strategist, and there's that ladder up, right? So I think those are things that a lot of people don't really know. So thank you very much for also doing this for us and for everybody. And this is just a little of what will happen. Yeah, this is just one of the speakers on the call. So imagine when we have like 5 people, 10 people talking about giving different perspective on the same topic, it will be a lot. And I think we have stayed extra several, take extra 8 minutes so far, and it's getting even more interesting. So I don't know if there is any other question that is going to come in again after now, but so far so good. There is no question again. So I don't know if we can call it a day, or I don't know if ball is back in your court. What do we do?
This is 11:08. By
Yeah.
11:10, we should wrap it up.
Okay. So, guys, I think we still have 14 people joining us from all our different platforms. So, if you still have any question, any clarification you need, or any question generally about the event, it's also a very good time to ask questions. And one of the things you said that is really striking is people going to LinkedIn to look for opportunities when they have people on their WhatsApp. Yeah, so I have cases where people prefer the official email that they don't know that email was sent by their friend, and everything is just official. And when they are doing the conversation, you turn off your video, and it works that way, right? Because I didn't mean you reached out to them on WhatsApp. Can we do this today? We say they don't have time. So it's also time we start looking inward, look at the people you have around, what are they doing, what can you do with them together, and also to gather a lot of experiences. Because in my little experience of the corporate space, I think at a point it's not really the technical it's not really the technical skills that's the problem. It's a people relation skill. How can you relate well with people in the workplace? How do you understand them better? So I think that's also another skill you gather when you are in that process working with people. And in project management, there is an expected time of conflict, right? At the beginning of the project, there has to be conflict because people from different backgrounds are coming in together with different perspectives. So for someone that is a project manager, you know that at this phase we are going to have conflict. So when the conflict comes, you know it's a normal thing. You now know, okay, we need to get to this phase where we settle these things and we now have to get moving. So for someone that doesn't have that experience, but you're a very good software engineer and you're having conflict, you might think that's not the right thing. No, you just know that there is always that phase of project where people have to argue about things and come together. So I think this really is. I have someone. Okay, Miss Samson is saying so educative, nice to be part. So I think that it has been a very informative session, and I know those that will be attending the career fair and other parts of the tech with the conference and everything we'll be doing is going to be really informative and educative. And at the end of the day, everybody will get value. So this is 11:10 already. So what are your final words for our audience, people that will be watching later, and those that are coming for the Tech Week?
Just be your best, be the best version of you, and show up sharp. Show up like the job was meant for you. Like show up like the recruiters carried their bags and came for the event, waiting to meet you. Okay, and there's no limits to what you can do. And I will see you at the event. I will personally see you at the event. So bye.
So thank you very much, Ofon, for doing this for everybody. So you should search for her, follow her on social media, target her. She says she's recruiting. So if what she's just look her up, be sure the company she's coming from. At least you know the person that will recruit you for that particular company. So if what they're looking for is what you are going to be looking at, you just say, okay, hello, ma, I was in that session. You talked about something like this. Can we continue that conversation right now? It's going to be really a wonderful time for everybody. So thank you for making out time to be part of this session. And I think this should be the wrap for our weekly webinars. And the next thing is the Tech Week happening. But I don't know whether there will be a post event webinar where we have a retrospect of what we did very well, had the fun we had, and everything. I don't know about that, right? So thank you very much for making our time for this. And I look forward to see you in Akwa Ibom. Thank you and have a nice morning. Bye bye. Yeah.